I'll turn the TV down a little bit.
You talking about my TV?
Mm. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the No Sports Talk Show right here live via StreamYard, via Facebook, via YouTube, man. We back at it. Hey, we appreciate everybody jumping in, joining us tonight, man. Know it's Friday night. I know everybody had a long week, man, but look, it's never too late to talk some sports, and that's what we're here to do for y'all, man. It's always, hey,
Yes, sir.
in the main booth, fan, my main man, Miles T. What's going on, bro?
Good, man. It's good, man. Get back from sports, man. Get your mind off all the other stuff that's going on in your life, man, and just pure and tea sports, man. You know what I mean? Just clear your mind a little bit, bro. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Look, I definitely understand, and it's a lot going on right now, especially
Yes, sir.
all kind of stuff in this world. But it's good to be able to get back into it, man, and do what me and you love to do. We've been doing for well, over 6 years now. So so
Yes, sir.
yeah, man. So yeah, definitely an exciting time for it's an exciting and a sad time for sports fans out there, because the Super Bowl is right around the corner, and that means that football is coming to an end for a while
Yeah.
until August. So it's a bittersweet moment, but
Well, I
definitely
think we got the XFL coming. Got the
we
XFL
do have
coming here in a couple
we
months.
do have the XFL. You're right about that. We do have the XFL, and I know they probably and I think they're probably doing that the league. What is it? The not the Alliance Football League, but the league that they did last year. Birmingham won the whole thing. I can't
Mm.
remember the name of it, but I probably had that.
Yeah, I know what you're
It's
talking
pretty
about. I think
USFL.
USFL, ain't it? Something like that.
Yeah, USFL.
Yeah.
That's like the feeder league into the NFL.
Hmm.
So that'd be pretty cool to watch. So we you're right about that. We do have those leagues to watch at least. Um, but I definitely wanted to excited about the Super Bowl matchup that we have between the Eagles and the Chiefs. Definitely wanted to just do a recap of the NFC and the AFC championship games, kind of get our thoughts out there, but about what we saw this past weekend, man, and just look ahead to a Super Bowl matchup that we have. So just to recap, man. So we had the NFC championship game take place, man. It was not much of a game at all. The Eagles dominated this
Yeah.
game 31-7. Um, as we all know, the highlight of that game was when Brock Purdy went out the first series with the elbow injury, and that obviously changed the course of the game. I mean, the Eagles came out, first drive they were rolling, it scored a touchdown. They were clicking on all cylinders. But Purdy going out, and their backup having to go in up until the point where they had to have Christian McCaffrey playing quarterback because the backup got hurt and it got real ugly. But yeah, like I said, the Eagles dominated 31-7. Jalen Hurts, didn't have a huge day passing it all, 15 to 25 for 121 yards. Didn't have a touchdown throwing, but he did have one rushing. This game was really more so dominated by their run game, but just curious to get your thoughts about what you saw in this game, any takeaways that you have heading into for the Eagles heading into the Super Bowl.
Well, what I got out of this game, this a team determined. But they didn't even have a healthy. Well, I ain't gonna say he wasn't healthy. He wasn't 100%. Jalen Hurts, and we saw what he did at not 100%, and what his team did around him. Rallied around him like that. Him not even being 100%, probably against the best defense. Probably I think that was the number 1 and number 2 defense in the playoffs. So Kansas City's defense is not going to be as good as San Francisco's defense. So
no.
I mean, I'm putting 1 and 1 together. I mean, like, I don't know about that. So I just hope this game be competitive, but out of the NFC game, I knew Brock Purdy was going to run out. It's you can only do so much. Five games straight. He went 5-0. His, when playoff time comes, that's when the nitty-gritty start. That's when teams they play on that, like, it's championship time. It's not week 12, week 13, you playing against teams that probably ain't even playing in the playoffs, majority of them, and they hung it up, you know what I mean, most of the time, so, it made you look good. And I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback, because I remember him at Iowa State. He did several upsets against Oklahoma and the Oklahoma States when he was at Iowa State. So I definitely remember in Brock Purdy years, for sure. He started all 4 years since a freshman at Iowa State. So I do know his pedigree and what he's about. He is a worker. Would I invest my future in him right now? I don't know. Not after 1 season. I don't know. But it is a good start off. It is. You got as a rookie for about 2 or 3 years on that.
Uh-oh. Miles, I think we lost you, bro.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh, there we go. All right, you back. But yeah, you were saying that
not on my side. Yeah,
I can hear you.
What I'm saying is, if I was, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't put all my eggs in the basket with Brock Purdy yet. I mean, you got to remember, you got Brock Purdy, 5th, 6th round pick, but you invested in Trey Lance, so on that level, just on that, but just first the game period, the Eagles were the first defensively, front line, the linebacker, safety, just all 3 levels of the defense was just better than San Francisco. And they had them just down the rights, and the Eagles were ready. And it's going to be a problem for the Kansas City Chiefs. And they barely beat Cincinnati, even after all the mistakes Cincinnati made and all this and that, all the trash talking they was doing. The mayor calling them Burrow Stadium. What is it? Burrow. What was he saying?
Burrowhead.
Burrowhead Stadium. Burrowhead. And what's his name? Travis Kelce had the nerve to call him jabroni. But I'm like, dude, I mean, like, all that trash they talk, they almost pulled it off. It was a stupid bonehead mistake that kept them from really winning. I'm like, that had a chance to win. So, like, and I think Philadelphia is a more solid team than Cincinnati from defense and offense.
Yeah,
so yeah, for both sides of the ball. Now, I give maybe that passing attack for his Cincinnati maybe a little bit better, but the running game, probably top 2 offensive line in the league. So it's a problem for Kansas City up front. I'm just saying I like the way Jalen Hurts handled. He managed the game. He didn't do too much. He just did enough, and that's how he is. I like the way he's wired. I remember him ever since his freshman year at Alabama. I've been seeing him from day one. So, and he hasn't changed at all. His demeanor, nothing has changed. He has not
No.
changed nothing but his game has risen. You know, that's it.
Yeah, and you know,
So
for me, yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said. I feel like, you know, biggest takeaway for me is this just the fact that like this Eagles team, like you said, top to bottom, both sides of the ball, they're a complete football team. I mean, they've been showing it, you know, the whole year, and you know, people, you know, were throwing little shots at Jalen Hurts, like, you know, here and there. Like when he first got into the league, just to see how, you know, bad people talked about him to where he is right now. His style of play, you know, just to see how like he never wavered, you know, even through him being injured. And a lot of people are like, oh, you know, can they win if he's, you know, his shoulder's not 100%? And he went out there, yeah, he didn't throw for you know 300 yards, but the biggest thing that I saw is this Eagles team can win in multiple ways. They don't have to just win throwing the ball. Their offensive line, the type of push that this offensive line gets, you know, they were pushing the San Francisco 49ers defense like 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, 4 yards past the off the line. They were pushing them 4 yards back. And when you can do something like that and create a whole nother line of scrimmage for your running back, by the time your running back gets the ball, he already has a guaranteed 4 yards, 4 to 5 yards. Like that's insane to see how they were able to dominate them up front. A team that's no pushover, like you already mentioned. They have one of the best linebacker cores in the game. This defense is solid. Like they are a solid top defense in the NFL, and they dominated them. You know, I know that, you know, eventually they got tired because they weren't, you know, there was no production from the offense, but still, you know, what they were able to do was very impressive. And I'm just excited that they were able to, you know, handle business and get it done. And I think that, you know, going back to like the Brock Purdy, he's a guy I would say that I know when he came in, you know, there was a lot of, you know, questions about it, but I think that he did a really solid job. I mean, I think he's a guy that I could see them invest in their future in him, just because, like you said, you still got a guy like this, the way that he was able to play, and he doesn't have to do too much in the Shanahan offense. That's the thing that makes it so a perfect situation for him, because he doesn't have to do a lot. Shanahan really, his scheme allows him to shine, you know, and I think that he came in and he was able to you know, utilize his skill set, as well as, you know, allowing, you know, the playmakers around him to help lead him. He didn't try to do too much. I didn't think that, you know, he got into his head that much about it, feeling like I got to make the home run play. I mean, he did make a couple of, you know, kind of questionable decisions against the Cowboys, but you mentioned, you know, when it's eventually the luck has to run out. You know, when the defense is putting pressure on you, you know, the Cowboys was the best defense he had faced all year, and then after the Cowboys, you turn around and you got the Eagles defense. So, you know, so that's two solid defense back to back where you had to prove yourself. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, heading into next year. I do think that they're sold on Purdy, but I do think that they're at the same time, you drafted Trey Lance so high, you have to create a quarterback competition. Purdy has to at least win, you know, win the job. I don't think that you could go into it and just say like, hey, you know, Trey Lance, like that's a wash.
Trey Lance ain't Trey Lance. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He ain't even been healthy enough to compete. You know what I mean?
Right. But see, and then at the same time, the best, you know, availability is the best. You know, you got to be able to stay healthy. Yeah. So if he can't stay healthy, he'll run himself out of the job regardless. So he needs to be able to stay healthy enough to compete for this job and win the job. So, you know, that's the biggest, you know, takeaway for me that I had in it. And I know you kind of get your takeaway already from the AFC Championship game. I'll just touch on that real quick. You know, just to piggyback off of what you said, as much as the Bengals talk, like they backed it up. And I just feel like, you know, I know that the Chiefs won, but
they really did.
they were acting like they got up there and like whooped the Bengals by like 25 points. Like they were acting as if they dominated them, and they did not do that. They did not dominate this team. Like they had the ball with like 3 minutes left. I don't want to say it was like 2 or 3 minutes left with a chance to take the lead. Like let's not act like they weren't gonna beat y'all again. Like they had an opportunity. They just screwed it up.
Exactly. They screwed it up. Offensively and defensively, they screwed it up. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just think my biggest takeaway before we go to our next topic is, you know, the Chiefs defensive line, they have a really solid defensive line that can get pressure. But that's it. I don't think their secondary does not impress me. And they showed you that. Their defensive line takes away from the deficiencies in the back end of that defense. And I think that the Eagles have enough to be able to expose. I mean, they've been exposed before, but I think the Eagles have enough to be able to take advantage of that with guys like Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, AJ Brown. Like you got Pascal, you got Miles Sanders running the ball, you got stuff like that. And I mean, we'll talk about the Super Bowl more, but you know, that's just my biggest takeaway. That secondary is very questionable. But Pat Mahomes he's a magician, as we all know. That's nothing new. But moving on, man, to our next. In again, that game, where I know everybody knows it, the Chiefs won 23-20. That's the 4th time they played each other. Every one of these games has come down to 3 points. So that's pretty impressive. Moving on, man. Let's stick in the NFL right now. Let's talk about Lamar Jackson. So obviously we know the situation is going on with Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. He did turn down a $133 million contract, if I'm not mistaken. Well, it was guaranteed. Which I feel like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Do you feel like Lamar should stay in Baltimore, or should he look elsewhere? You know, if they're not going to be wanting to give him the money that, you know, that he's looking for, do you think he should stay and take whatever he can get through negotiating? Because remember, he doesn't have an agent; he's representing himself. Or should he go
where his mom's represent? His mom's represent.
Oh well, yeah, his mom. I forgot about that. Duh. He pretty much is representing. But
you might as well say itself. Yeah,
he might as well. I mean, shout out to moms though, because she doing. You know, she.
Yeah. For
real. She pushed him. You know, he got to the lead.
No disrespect, moms. I'm just saying.
Oh, shout out to mom for real.
Yeah.
But what how you feeling about that? What do you think Lamar should do?
I think he should take. He's earned the right. He's played enough. He's played good enough. He won an MVP. Ever since he started, or ever since he's took them to the playoffs each and every year when he plays his games. I think he's earned his right to have this moment and hold off and hold out until they get it done. I mean, I don't like the holdout, like missing camp and all that, because sometimes it seems like every time people do that, they kind of like get hurt or something later on in the season and, you know, stuff like that. But I think they did what he's done and what he's capable of. Because me personally, I mean, you know how I feel about Lamar Jackson. He's my favorite quarterback in the NFL right now. That's just me. He's just my. If I was an NFL coach, he's my style of quarterback I want leading my team. Just his style, the way he plays. You know, that's just me though. That's just personal. So, I think me personally, I think he deserves the right to. You know, I'm not sitting there saying he needs Patrick Mahomes money. I'm like dedicate 9-10 years into him. I'm not saying that, but 5 years, he definitely deserved Dak Prescott money for sure.
And Russell Wilson and
yes, come on, he deserved it. Yeah, come on, man.
Again, $200
more than all
$100 million guaranteed.
yeah, he's done more than all them. So, I mean, it's unfair, but I mean that's just the way of business. I really truly believe. I hear they're trying to get the. I know they went to the Kansas City Chiefs and asked them to recruit Eric Bieniemy as offensive coordinator to the same job. So,
and I still hate that. I hate that, man, because I mean, I like it. I like it with Lamar. I feel like he should get the head coaching position. But
you talking about Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah, man. I feel like, at this point, I mean, he been doing the same thing for years, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But see that, but Baltimore is just offering him the offensive coordinator position, though.
Yeah. I feel it. I would like to see him at least one day become a head coach. I think that he earned that. Shoot.
But they're saying that he doesn't do all the play calling with Andy
Yeah,
Reid.
it's Andy Reid.
It's
Andy Reid. It's the same thing that was happening with Matt Nagy.
A lot of it is.
Yeah. And I can understand it. I feel like I get it. People are questioning it.
But if he goes to Baltimore, it'd be all hands on him though. So that'd be
for sure
a good for him to get his name out there to where he can lead Lamar Jackson into a passing / running offense to where he could expose his talents and position being and it elevating him to that next level of a quarterback as an offense of the Baltimore Ravens. Because we know them as a running type offense. They're known to run the ball and ball control and Lamar Jackson and good defense. That's what they're known for.
They run that pistol offense.
Yeah, they basically almost that pistol to like, yeah. So I think Eric Bieniemy can bring that finesse. I think he can bring that finesse and use Lamar the right passing and running and just like finesse. So I do want to see him do that. I would like to see him take that chance, and I want to see him do it with Lamar, though. I don't want to see him and Lamar leaving and going, then he got to use TJ Huntley. And I'm not disrespecting TJ Huntley, but I'm just saying,
he's really he's the same quarterback, though, if you think about it.
But he's not Lamar Jackson.
No, he ain't fast like him. They play the same, but he don't have the same speed. So yeah.
Yeah, and same just game feel. You know what I mean? Big game feel. He don't got that. So we'll see though. Like I said, like you said, I want to see it. I want to see Lamar Jackson stay. I like Baltimore. Baltimore is my team. I like their defense. They keep a decent defense. They always got a good playoff defense. So I want to see him stay there because if you go to another team, then Lamar might get the offense going, and then he don't got a defense to stop and can't catch a cold. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
stay in Baltimore, be with Eric Bieniemy or offensive coordinator that can, just use his talents to the best. Get and draft a receiver or a couple of them, please. Do something. You got enough running backs. You got enough tight ends, Baltimore. Get 2 receivers in this draft, man. Not necessarily first round, but get Jalen Hyatt out of Tennessee. Come on now.
Hey, we might get him. Hey, but not like honestly, bro. Like they also need to get on the offensive line too because he was back there. You see, they try to turn Lamar into a pocket passer, and that's not what he does, bro. He can throw the ball from the pocket. That's not his bread and butter. And he was back there running for his life, and we saw it. That's the reason why he was getting hurt because he's back there running for his life the whole game. Like eventually, something's got to give, and they got to get some protection around him. I definitely, I would like to see him stay in Baltimore. He probably would. I mean, he wouldn't have a choice anyway because they're just going to franchise tag him. And they're not going to be in a situation. Baltimore is not going to tag and trade him, just like Dallas wasn't going to do with Dak. Like that's not going to be a situation where they're going to trade Lamar Jackson. They want Lamar Jackson, and I feel like they need to pay. They definitely need to pay him. His style of football does work in this league, and if they're crazy to feel like they're crazy to sit up there and think that it doesn't, because the way that the NFL is transitioning the style of quarterback play, you need some look. running quarterbacks, dual threat quarterbacks. Like that's what the league is. Like that's what the league is turning into. It's no more of this, Eli and Peyton Manning and Brady, like all look, standing in the pocket. It doesn't. That's not what the league is anymore. It's transitioning into RPO. That's what it is.
And I think that's what I think that's what Tom Brady's seeing too. So that's why he's going and retired this fight. He's like, man, the NFL National Football League has evolved into it's a speed game now. It's all about speed. It's always been, because even when I was growing up back in my day, speed kills always. I don't get
always.
Now you got to you can have all the speed in the world, but if you don't use it right, there's a difference. But
that's why the Chiefs. That's why the Chiefs, man, they had all that speed, and it's just like, how are you supposed to stop that? Like, what are you literally what are you supposed to do? Like it got to that point where it's like there's literally nothing that you can do. Like, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to see, but just to finish off, I would like to see him stay in Baltimore, and that would be huge if Bieniemy could come over there and really, take him under his wing. I think that would be a good pairing for him, and somebody that he could really buy into that. And I think that Bieniemy, even though he wasn't the primary play caller, Andy Reid took that, but you still have the fact that he was under Andy Reid, and he could take those things that he learned from him being behind, being under his wing for so many years. He could take that to Baltimore, and he could really open it up, So I'm interested to see what happens there. But yeah, moving on, man. So you already mentioned it, man. Tom Brady has officially retired from the NFL. He said for real this time, for good, were his words. He did it, he went on video and had like a little, emotional. Well, he got a little emotional towards the end, but said that, look, it's time to hang it up, and he appreciated everybody, the ride that he had during this time he was in the league, man. And it's wild to see that this is finally coming to an end. He was the last of that quarterback tree that we had with him and Peyton Manning and Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees. Like, those guys there, it's gone,
Matt Ryan.
I mean, those guys. I mean, I'm not counting Matt Ryan in that group of people.
No, he's not nowhere near on that level. But I'm just saying, just that pocket passer type.
That style of quarterback is just is going away. Like, but I'm curious, and I know that you don't feel like Brady's the GOAT. I do, but I'm curious to hear real quick. We won't spend too much time on this because we got to get to some more things. But what is your top, if you had to pick one Tom Brady moment from what you've seen? It could be Super Bowl, it could be regular season, whatever. Like, what do you feel like, in your opinion, is your number one, like, Tom Brady moment that you were able to witness? I know what mine is. We might have the same thing, but if you had to pick one, it's been so many. What would you say is the most memorable to you from his career?
That whole season he had with Randy Moss.
Yeah. That's my top Brady moment with him. Like, when he had an elite receiver, and actually Randy Moss was on the end of his career, actually, and it was straight go routes. It was the whole year, bro.
But Tom Brady killed them with them go routes, man, and they went 15-0 all the way to the Super Bowl. And I give him that. That's the greatest moments of Tom Brady's career to me.
And he had to see, you know, he got Randy Moss to a Super Bowl. Randy Moss hadn't been in a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, they didn't win. I mean, I wasn't going for the Patriots in the Super Bowl, but you know,
I wasn't
Randy
going for
Moss.
him either.
Yeah, Randy got to play in the Super Bowl. He caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl too. So, you know, that was pretty cool to see. That was definitely like a wild season to see Randy, you know, still had it.
Yeah, exactly. And Tom Brady brung it out of him. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But at the end of the day, I'll be like with Tom Brady. He's the most accomplished quarterback to ever do it. I give him that.
Absolutely. For me, man,
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Bro, hey, you in your own world with that one. But I feel like, you know, so my number one Tom Brady moment, bro. It's the comeback against the Falcons, bro. Like being down.
No. You know why? Because it's the Falcons. It was not.
No.
The Falcons do that every week.
Listen, bro. That is the largest. I don't care what anybody says, bro. To be able to come back down 28-3. Literally, it was like 3 minutes left in the third or something like that. The largest Super Bowl comeback, like that was insane. You know, just to sit there and witness it, because
it wasn't impressive. It was impressive, but since then the Falcons done did it.
Bro, that was my number one. That's my number one Tom Brady moment that I literally sat there and I just witnessed, like when I just being shocked that he actually did that. Like that, there's a lot of moments, but I just feel like for me personally, one that I've been watching Tom, like we gotta put this into perspective, bro. I've been watching Tom Brady go to Super Bowls.
Let's do that. Let that sense.
What's crazy to me, the craziest thing to me is I've been watching Tom Brady go to Super Bowls since I was in 5th grade. Like, that's crazy. 5th grade, bro. And I don't care what anybody says, man. Like, no matter how any one of us feel about Tom Brady, like I said, like I couldn't stand the Patriots. Like, I never went for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Like, I just didn't. You know, I found it funny when the Falcons lost to him because I just didn't want to hear that for a whole year. But I've never actually like gone for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. But no matter how we ever felt about Tom Brady, to be able to go to 10 Super Bowls and win 7 rings, bro, that is unheard of. Like we might not ever see that.
Most accomplished.
That is accomplished. But and to be fair, he could have lost. There's a couple of those Super Bowls he could have lost. But still, just to be able to play in 10 Super Bowls, that's insane. But you know, that was my number one moment. I mean, you could even go to, you know, him going to Tampa Bay and winning a Super Bowl, you know, in that year when people were like, look, can he do it without Bill Belichick? Like, and he went to Tampa first year, they won a Super Bowl. I think that was very impressive too. So I could put that right up there with it too. But I mean, your what you said too, I mean, it's so many you could pick from, but you know, Tom Brady had the heck of a career. You know, like I said, no matter how we feel about him, you know, appreciate, you know, the greatness and what he did while he was playing the game, and you know, just excited to see who's the next one up, man. So
yes, sir. I definitely feel like the new generation is on deck now. The new generation.
I'm really excited about it, and I'm so excited about it, bro, because like you really think about it. All those times we were watching like the Brady and Peyton Manning duels, and you know, like Phillip Rivers and whoever, like those like old like duels that we saw. Like now that's a Mahomes and Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen and those guys, and You know, now you got Jalen Hurts, and you know, hopefully, you know, Fields will
You
get
got
up there.
Lamar.
You got Lamar.
You Lamar. Lamar's a top elite. He's elite.
Yeah, you got Lamar. You have a lot of like the new wave of quarterbacks. Like I'm excited to see it, because we're going to be seeing this for like, these are the next, you know, 10 plus years that we're going to be watching with these guys, you know.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm really excited to be able to say, you know, that I was able to see a guy like come into the league, you know, at the age I'm at now. Because when guys are coming in the league, you know, like Drew Brees and all that, like, I was a kid, so it's not like I was following them like that. You know, I mean, I watch football, believe me, but just to be able to see somebody, we watch these guys in college go to the NFL.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I never was able.
I remember Drew Brees at Purdue. I remember.
Yeah, see,
I remember Drew Brees
at
Purdue.
Like that.
You know,
yeah, I watched college football, but
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid, I only watched college football when the bowl games came on. You know,
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
I remember Phillip Rivers upset in Florida State a couple of years at North Carolina State. You know what I mean? I remember those years, man. And exactly like you said. Now I'm older though. I get to see these young cats coming up too. Now they're gonna go over the league for the next 10 years. And like you said, it's very exciting and very intriguing to see what it's gonna go to, for sure.
Yeah, especially how the way that the league, you know, the way the league is turning.
And I'm glad not to bring race and all this stuff into it, but I'm glad to see young African Americans part of it, you know, at that position too. You know, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And happy Black History Month, man. Look, to everybody.
Oh, for sure.
Well, look, not well to you know, Black is beautiful, man. We love us, man. When we accomplish some great things in the world. But yeah, again, man, it's an exciting time, man. And I'm, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. And you know, the fact that we have, you know, two African American quarterbacks for the first time in the Super Bowl, like that's gonna be a great thing to watch and to celebrate. But y'all, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna be right back, man. We're gonna get into some NBA talk, and we're gonna talk some Super Bowl. So just give y'all our picks for that. So just don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Keep it locked right here on the No Sports Talk Show.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all, we're back. The No Sports Talk Show right here, like I said, live via StreamYard, via Facebook, via YouTube. Look, it's right. Well, we're past the time we normally do our inspirational segment, man, but we can't get out of here, man, and in this show before we do a little inspirational segment, man. So just wanted to, you know, quickly just, you know, give you guys something you know, to take with you, man. Through is, like I said, it's been a nice long week, but we're at the end, and the weekend is finally here. So I just wanted to read something to y'all real quick. And it says, faith is when you praise God in the storm, you trust him in the valley, and you follow him in the dark. Again, I'm gonna read it again. So it says, faith is when you praise God in the storm, you trust him in the valley, and you follow him in the dark. And I thought that, that was really powerful for me. You know, it's very difficult and it's very tough. In our human nature, like when we're going through different things and we're in different situations and circumstances, to be like, to sometimes like it's tough to see um and understand what God is doing. And the fact that we don't know and we don't have those answers, it's easy for people's, faith to waver, like to be be realistic about it. It can mess with people's faith and like, God, like, what are you doing? Like, are you, are you punishing me? Like, what is it that you're doing? But I think that having that strong faith in him and what you can't see, um, is powerful, and um, we all go through different storms in life. I mean, me personally, like, I mean, even with, um, to be transparent with my job, we're doing a bunch of layoffs right now. Like, we had a huge wave of layoffs, like two of them, and just that uncertainty of waking up every day and not knowing whether you're going to have a job or not. Like, that's the fear of the unknown. Like, that's scary, but I feel like I said, valley storms, anything that we're faced with, I think that continuing to talk to God and continue to have that faith that, what, like, God, I know what it looks like right now, but I'm trusting you. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're up to, but I had that faith that whatever the outcome or whatever you decide to do, it's going to be all right, because you got me through. I like to look at a lot of situations that I've been through in my life, and how, where I was at that point in time, like mentally, and how I was feeling in that moment, and how I didn't know how I was going to get out of it, but God got me through. So just, looking at past situations, circumstances, helping me to remind myself that, God is powerful, man. And he hears our prayers. He's everywhere. He's all knowing. And we just got to continue to, put our faith and trust in him, even, when we can't see what he's doing. So that's what I have for y'all, man. And bro, you got anything to add to that, man?
Not really. Just like you said, just keep your faith and trust in him, man. Because, like I said, even when it look dark on your side, it's bright on his side, man. So just recognize and realize, man, it's not about you. It's not about what you think. It's not about how you think it's going to end. It's not about how you think it's going. It's about what you need to do during the storm to keep things going as regular as you can. Control what you can control. That's it.
Exactly.
That's what I'm learning as I'm getting older. I can't control no situation under stress, under duress, under none of that. Because you're stressing and worrying yourself over nothing that you can't control. So that's what I'm trying to learn as I'm getting older, day by day.
Exactly, bro. And that's powerful, man. And hey, look, like we always say, man, we hope that blessed, y'all out there, and like I said, we always want to give y'all that, man, and something to take with y'all, man. It's important to us that we feed y'all with some positivity and some inspiration. So jumping back into things, man, just want to take it to the NBA right now. So first and foremost, man, let's before we talk about like the trade and everything with the Lakers, LeBron is 63 points away from breaking the scoring title. Talking about Kareem,
the GOAT.
Miles' GOAT, is 63 points away from breaking, like I said, the scoring title, man, and which is currently being held by Kareem, as we all know. So this is huge, man, and as he approaches this, it's exciting. As he nears, being able to break it, and we don't know how many more games. It could be two. With the way that he's putting up, the way he's scoring and putting up 40-point games. Miles, what are your thoughts you know, about him, you know, as he's approaching, and he also just passed John Stockton in assists. So I think he's what fourth or fifth? What is he? Fifth, fourth,
Fourth all time. Fourth all time. Don't get it twisted.
yeah,
Fourth all time.
that's fine. Hey, you know,
Yeah.
it's still accomplishments that he don't have that Jordan has. It's about four things that Jordan has accomplished.
Jordan got it. Jordan's in the top 5 in assists.
No, not assists. I'm saying that
is Jordan in the top 2 in scoring?
No, he's not.
Okay. So I mean, is anything else we need to go to about the great one?
We could go championships. We can go.
Oh, there you go. You're going by paper.
We could go defense too. Because how many defensive awards does LeBron have? Not more than Jordan.
How many chase down blocks have I seen from Jordan?
What?
How many chase down blocks have I seen from Jordan throughout his career?
He didn't
maybe
need
five through his career.
He didn't need any chase down blocks. You want to know why? Because they weren't turning the ball over. It was the Bulls. They would put the ball. They weren't turning the ball over. But anyway. What are your thoughts about as LeBron's approaching his scorer title? How many more games do you think it's going to take?
I give him 3. I give him 3 games, and I think he's going to do it just smoothly, and I think he's going to get that point with that sky hook, huh? He's going to give him that sky hook on that 63, huh? Right there.
A lot of people think that he is going to wait until they play the Bucks, which is on February the 9th. So that would be the 3rd game. A lot of people think he's going to wait until they play the Bucks, which I probably
did go to he played for the Bucks for a couple of years. He did.
I would probably.
I think he was Lou Alcindor then, wasn't he? Lou Alcindor?
Something. I personally think that would be dope to, and you know, Kareem would be pissed about that because Kareem's not like a LeBron fan, but
yeah, because he mad. I mean, everybody mad when you're gonna be better than you. Yeah, you thought you were gonna keep no Kareem.
But see, a lot of players don't get mad when their stuff gets broken though. Like
no, but yeah, you know, we already know Kareem was salty. We already know that, you know. So you know what it is. What it is.
Kareem's not really, you know. I mean, I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a quick question. Kareem in his prime and LeBron in his prime. Tell me LeBron wouldn't dominate Kareem.
What you talk about them playing up against each other?
Yes.
That wouldn't even make sense.
I'm just asking you a question. LeBron would kill. He's too fast. He's too quick. He could just. That's why Kareem don't like LeBron. He hates everything about LeBron because LeBron's better than every situation of the basketball game that could be.
LeBron is a superhuman, so I don't think that wouldn't even make sense.
Okay, well, what about him and Jordan then? Let's go back to Jordan.
No, we don't have to talk. This isn't about.
Why you don't want to talk about it? Why? Okay, is LeBron the GOAT?
No, he's not. Bro.
Oh my God,
he's not, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Okay, look, so you're saying so you're basically doing. Hold on. 1 second. Give me 1 second.
There's goats, and then there's lambs.
What?
And then there's sheep. You know, there's 3 categories. Okay.
Yeah.
There's goats, and then you got little lambs. You know, and then you got sheep.
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead. Say what you're saying, so I could just go ahead and, you know what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question now, because it ain't ability, and it's not. What made Tom Brady to go? I'm going back to football for 1 second, just to do a little comparison. What made Tom Brady to go?
Because he's a killer.
No, what made him the GOAT?
Killer instinct, bro.
No, what made him the GOAT? The championships. Yeah.
There's a lot. I mean, that goes without saying though. 7 rings. That's nobody has played in Nobody's played in 10 Super Bowls.
That's true. But what made him the GOAT is the championships. That's what made Michael Jordan the GOAT. The championship.
But see, the thing that
you're not thinking about the talent. You're not thinking about the talent.
People listen. I'm not talking about talent. I'm talking about from a pure. You walk on the basketball court and you literally fear. You literally look this dude in his eyes and you're scared of him. Like the killer. Nobody's scared of LeBron, bro. Like I'm sorry, they're not scared.
Not no more. Not no more. He's 40,
bro. People not scared of LeBron, bro. I look, I got a lot of respect for LeBron, but people don't fear him, bro. You're talking about somebody who walks on the court and literally strikes fear in everybody that looks at him. From a killer, from literally a
because he was way more athletic than everybody.
Listen, relax, calm down. And LeBron's the biggest thing on the basketball court. Relax. From a straight killer instinct, like you give me the ball, I'm gonna win this game. Like, bro, there's nothing that compares to the way that Jordan did it, bro. Jordan paid away for so many players, bro. Like, and it's fine for LeBron to be your GOAT. Everybody has their own GOAT. LeBron could be your GOAT. That's fine. Like, I don't argue it. Go ahead, live in your own world, bro. But in my world, Jordan,
you're living in everybody else's world.
No, but you want to know the difference between me and everybody else? I watched Jordan win championships. I'm from Chicago. I am a Bulls fan. It's different for me. I didn't just hop on this train. I was watching Jordan win championships. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a Chicago thing for you. It's a Chicago thing.
Absolutely. Look, listen. Okay, you see that right there? You see
well,
that.
The truth comes out tonight. I appreciate that.
You see that Chicago right there. You see the bull on my arm, bro. This is I have been watching Jordan, bro. Jordan has been my GOAT since birth. So I give people their credit when credit is due. LeBron is a great player, but he's not my GOAT. Yeah, everybody, and it's a lot of people that don't agree. Yeah, that doesn't mean that he's not one of the GOATs. He could be one of the GOATs, but the GOAT, Jordan, bro, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
You can't have several GOATs. What are you talking about? There's a GOAT.
Yeah,
that's what sports fans get this mixed up at. You can't have several GOATs.
Yes, you can. You want to know why?
You cannot.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because everybody has their own opinion. Like people like
but it's opinion, but it's not facts as who the GOAT is.
You're right. You're right. And that's why your argument is flawed. You speaking out of your heart, but you know it's not a fact. And that and I'm glad you.
And yours is not either. So we both living a life of dreaming and hope.
I got millions of more people that would agree with me more than they do LeBron. I guarantee you that. It's people out here that think John Stockton is the GOAT. Hey, living your world. That don't mean it's true. You can feel however you want to feel, but the world knows that. Look, everybody knows, bro. Jordan paved the way. These people modeled their game after Jordan, bro.
He did. Exactly. He paved the way for shoe signings
and all of that.
Team,
all of that.
Yeah, he did all that. I give him that,
bro. Basketball court, look, all of that. But anyway, like
movies,
I said, you can feel. Look, yeah, and which is the reason why, like, why is LeBron trying to recreate Space Jam? And it was trash. You know what I'm saying? When you try to imitate, look, there's imitators, there's duplicators, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like, be your own person, bro. Just do you, dog. But like I said, Brian can be your GOAT, bro. And you saw that temper tantrum he threw the other night when he didn't get his foul. I ain't never seen Jordan fall on the court and slob and spit and cry and snot everywhere like that from not getting a call. You want to know why?
Because he did not get a call. Because he'll punt the referee out. He
was getting clotheslined in his temple the whole year. So hey, like I said, Brian can be your GOAT. That's cool, but we know the truth. But like I said, moving back on the topic, I think that it would be dope for him to break the scoring title against the Bucks. I think that he's intentionally going to do it. He'll probably score like 20 the next game, 20 the game after that, and then he'll finish it off like at home I mean, you got to think about it. The stage is set. You got the Bucks coming in. You're in the LA. Everybody's going to be watching it. They'll probably put the game on. It's on. Yeah, the game is on TNT. Like it'll be 10 o'clock. Only basketball game on.
What date is that?
It's a Thursday, so there's not going to be anything else on February 9th.
February 9th.
Thursday.
Okay.
Yep, next Thursday. So if I was LeBron, I would do that. I would do it.
Don't tell the GOAT what to do, VJ. Don't tell the GOAT what to do. He's gonna do it when he do it. He might do it when he do it.
Yeah. He can do it. He can do it whenever he does it.
Exactly. He's gonna do what Michael Jordan ain't never done and never can do. Be the leading scorer. And the thing is, this, you know what makes it so beautiful, VJ? He didn't do it on. He did it by accident. All these years, he did it by accident. VJ wasn't even trying to do it. Imagine if he was trying to do it, VJ. Huh? Like Jordan and Kobe was trying to do. Imagine if he was trying to do it, VJ. Oh my God, it would have happened 2 years ago. Huh?
Yes. Hey, Ma, you see the difference between people like Brian and all that. Nobody cares about stat packing, bro.
Oh, yes, you do. You care about them rings. That's the only thing you got.
Nah.
Yeah.
We got statues. We got shoes. Look, Brian got a statue yet?
It's coming.
Is it gonna be in Cleveland?
Probably.
I don't know. They don't really like him there.
Oh, they gonna have one. They can't help but do it after he retire.
Yeah, all right. We'll see. I mean, he played more years. I mean, I would expect. You acting like he didn't play more years. I mean,
ain't nobody tell Michael Jordan to quit 2 or 3 years at a time, man.
He didn't feel like playing no more. I mean,
he was running.
You don't have to play. Shoot, it doesn't matter. And that the reason why he did that, it was really because they broke the Bulls up. Like let's not act like if they kept that team together, like they still would have been playing for rings. They broke the team up. That's like literally you're breaking up a core that got you where you've been going. Like you can't. What are you supposed to do? You're not about to go nowhere and just start over from scratch. Well, you already built a solid nucleus. That doesn't even make any sense. When you got Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman and Tony Kukoc and all these guys, you got these guys like together and you break that up. No, like what are you supposed to do?
Well, Jordan, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I got you. But
it logically doesn't make any sense to continue. Like it makes zero sense. Because what else?
Let me ask you this. Does it not? Jordan had the Golden State of the 90s on it when they won them 3-peats. He had the Golden State of the 90s with the Draymond. I mean, I'm just saying first.
He had that his whole time that he was in Chicago.
When he started winning championships, he did.
No, he did not, bro.
Oh my! When he started winning championships, he did.
Miles Dennis Rodman didn't even play on the Bulls his first 3 championships, bro.
Okay, but he had other dudes. Scottie Pippen was the third best player in the league.
It was him and Scottie, bro. It was him and Scottie.
Scottie was the third best player in the league.
So what? And
what? Okay.
I mean, it's
all right,
but. Okay, but okay, so we're gonna sit up here and act like everybody they stack their teams from their whole starting 5 is stacked now. Like it's cool now, but just because you got 2 guys that they put in the work, bro, and that's why they were better than everybody else. They put in the work, and they ran into guys like they didn't win. Look. It took them to lose to build them up. They were losing to teams like the Pistons before they finally knocked off Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons. The Pistons beat up on them, and they were like, you know what? Screw this. I'm about to go in the gym, get big. We're about to figure this out, and we're gonna dominate. And that's what they did. People not crying about contracts and And all the extra stuff that they got going on in the NBA right now, you can't blow on nobody. If you cough, you're gonna get a foul called on you. No, that didn't. None of that existed. None of that existed.
What? But why did it take Jordan to get his butt whipped to start getting in the gym? LeBron came in there like that, letting y'all know from the get go. I'm mandating this. Put a date on.
LeBron was not as big as he is when he came into the league. No, he was not.
But he was the same size as all the other dudes in the league. He dominated from day one. Day one.
Listen to me.
I'm just saying, it's all good. LeBron is the greatest of all time. He's proven it. Points, all that stuff. And he didn't even try to do it on purpose.
I ain't never seen a GOAT get swept in the finals twice. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Michael didn't play against that kind of talent either.
Oh God!
But anyway, let's go on to the next question.
Yeah, you and baby GOAT over there. that's look. We're gonna call him Lil Lamb. That's what he is. Obviously we saw, and this is the last thing before we get into the Super Bowl. Kyrie Irving requested a trade from the Nets today. He didn't give an official list of the teams, but they do know that the Lakers are still a team that he's interested in playing for. Now the trade deadline is coming up on next Thursday, which is February 9th. Do you think that the Nets are going to make a trade for? I mean, do you think they're going to end up trading Kyrie? If they do you think that the Lakers are going to be able to pull it off? Because it's not just going to be like a 1-for-1. I think they're going to have to give up more to get him. So is it worth that? And do you think that they would be willing to do that?
It really depends on what they're really asking for, but at the end of the day, I think Kyrie got them stuck, because either you get something for Kyrie now, or in the summertime he becomes an unrestricted free agent. Mm-hmm. He's just going to walk and you don't get nothing. So the best bet that's why Kyrie's doing it. He knew what he was doing. That's why he said, look, you better trade me now, because if you don't, summertime I'm leaving and you ain't going to get nothing for me. So he's trying to help them out a little bit. He's just trying to force their hand in them, like, you better get rid of me now and get something and do what I say, bro. Because if you don't get what I want and I don't get what I want, you're not going to get what you want in the off season. At the end of the day, you're going to lose both ends.
Yeah.
So basically, Kyrie knows what he's doing. Now, the Laker thing, I don't know. I mean, of course, Westbrook's on deck. I don't know if KD, but see if they do that, how we know KD want to play with Westbrook again? You know, so that's going to be hard, man. You know, so they might end up losing KD too off of that.
If they trade Westbrook to the Nets, then Kevin Durant's going to ask for a trade, bro.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, but you never know. They might have done grew and matured since then. You never know. You never know.
I mean, it's true. They probably. I mean, I'm pretty sure they've talked and all that. I mean,
yeah. So you never know.
Oh man.
But it's gonna be him. They're gonna have to give up him, like a Austin Reeves, and they're gonna have to give up a couple good pieces, maybe at least one first round pick or something. Yeah. So it's gonna cost some back. But is it worth it? Giving up Westbrook a first round pick and maybe like an Austin Reeves? I'd take it for Kyrie.
They're not.
But if I was LeBron, I'm talking to him. I'm like, look here, bro. Don't come here with all that drama, man. We don't need no drama over here, man.
And he did the same thing with DeMarcus Cousins and all that. It didn't matter. Don't none of that matter. You can have all the talks that you want to have. When they get there, egos are gonna be egos, bro. You and I know that. It's not. It does not matter. They could be like all the pep talks and all that. When the lights come on and they're on the court.
But I think Kyrie learned his lesson from leaving LeBron. I think he sees if he would have stayed in Cleveland, I think Cleveland could have went on a little short dynasty there.
I mean, he knows that, but he didn't want it to be that way.
Yeah, but I think he knows now. He said, "I better get back with him before he."
Because you got to think about it.
Ends.
When he came into Cleveland, he was the face of the Cavaliers, and then Bron came back, and it was just like, dang, like they gave Kyrie the key to the city because Kyrie was balling. You know, he was going crazy when he was there by himself, and
but they was finishing in last place. I mean,
yeah, no, I just felt like he just felt like they should build around. I mean, I know he was happy when he came back and they won, but then eventually it was just kind of, in a way, it kind of just took away from them building around him. So I think that internally he carried that with him for a long time, and that's ultimately kind of like what brought that to an end. But I definitely think that, I mean, you're right. They definitely don't need to just let Kyrie walk because that would be stupid, especially the way that he's playing right now. He's he's a hot commodity to go after because they see that, look, oh, Kyrie is balling and he's doing this with nobody else out there for real. It's just him in the bench for real. I mean, I'm just joking about that. I mean, they got some starters out there, but he's literally putting the team on his back. And when Kyrie wants to play, when he wants to score, he could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they see that he still can do it all. So I see them trying to definitely be in the conversation and talks with the Nets about it. If they really want to be serious about being contenders, because I don't think the Roy Hachimura trade, I don't think that made them contenders or nothing like that.
I think it made them a playoff team though.
Yeah, I mean, they could have been a playoff team without Roy. I mean, they could have got to the AC. I mean, I don't think that he takes them over the top like that. I don't think I personally, I'm not, I wasn't. I mean, they really brought him in because you don't know if Anthony Davis is going to be hurt.
Yeah, that's true too. But he's been there. He's giving them about 12 points, 5-6 rebounds. He's doing his thing.
Because when you think about it, because that's why they fell in the situation they did last time. When AD got hurt, they didn't have Dwight Howard. They didn't have JaVale McGee. They didn't have those guys anymore. Like,
I don't know why they ever gave up on. I would have been kept JaVale McGee. I don't know why they gave up on JaVale McGee.
They didn't have guys like that no more. So like that Roy Hachimura, that's because they don't think that Anthony Davis is gonna make it. But that's what that is. But if Kyrie gets there, then okay. All right, now we're talking about that'll make things interesting. I'm not saying that they'll automatically put them up there as the number one team, but they could definitely make it interesting, and that could be something to see. But only time will tell. We only got a week, so we'll see what happens from now until next Thursday.
Yes, sir.
And last but not least, man, just want to touch on the Super Bowl. Give our spiel on that and our picks for who we're picking to win. So the Super Bowl, as we all know, not happening this Sunday, but next Sunday, on February the 12th, we are going to have Super Bowl 57. Got the Chiefs versus the Eagles, man. The Eagles are currently a 1.5 point favorite in this matchup. Miles, who are you going with and why?
Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I literally last week, I know Patrick Mahomes was kind of a little gimpy a little bit, but I'm just saying I'm right with Philly, man, because I just see from top to bottom, I think they're the better overall team, defensively, offensively, running game, passing game when they have to. But I don't think they don't put themselves in a situation to have to pass, though. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to overcome them. I think their offense is going to be a little too balanced for Kansas City. I think the offensive line of Philly can handle the pass rush of Chris Jones for Kansas City, number 95, Jones, and some of the other guys that got up front. He's really the biggest pass rusher, but I think they got enough offensive line to handle that to where it can give Jalen Hurts enough time to do his balance play. Either he running with it or passing with it. He ain't got to pass for 300-400 yards. He can give you 200 and give you 83 yards rushing, and you can still blow him out 31-7. You know what I mean? So I'm going with Philly because of balance and just overall better team ability and better overall team.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, man. I got the Eagles winning this one. I got to rock with my boy Hurts and my boy Smitty, man, out of Alabama. And we got Landon Dickerson and Josh Jobe, also, guys out of Alabama. But, even then, man, I just think that, like you said, the Philadelphia Eagles, man, they're just balanced on both sides of the ball. It's impressive, what they've been able to do and being able to win football games in different ways. It's not just passing. You can run up. They have a very powerful running game. I think their offensive line is really stout up front, and I think that they have the ability to make it hard for defensive line. Like you said, really, and like I said before, with the pressure that the Chiefs kind of get up front, it takes away from those deficiencies that they have in that secondary. And I just think that the Eagles, with the type of offense that they run, they're going to be able to take advantage of that. I think that they'll be able to be balanced on, like I said, on the offensive side of the ball. And I think that their defense will make it tough for Mahomes by getting pressure on him consistently. Mahomes is going to make his plays like he always does. But I think that constant pressure that the Eagles are going to have on him the whole game, I think that's eventually they might not get to him, but the fact that being in his face, hitting him, making sure you hit him while he's throwing it, force him into some throws, and eventually, because he does get the ball out quick. So if they're able to, I feel like they find a way to neutralize Travis Kelce, because that's the biggest weapon that they have. Neutralize him. Don't let him run curls and out routes and go and out routes and in routes the whole game and be wide open. Literally put a spy. I would jam Kelce off the line, because a lot of teams don't do that. I would jam him off the line, get him off his routes. I know he's a huge dude, but look, jam him. You got to get him out off of rhythm. He's gonna, like I said, they're gonna find their plays, that they're gonna make some plays. But I think that just overall, with what Philadelphia has, I think that they'll be able to win this football game. And for sure.
I think Kansas City is going to have more field goals than they do touchdowns. They're going to have to kick more field goals than they're going to have to score touchdowns.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
I think Philadelphia can, but they won't break.
Absolutely. I think the game, because it's the Super Bowl, so I do think the game, it's going to be tight. Those first few drives when they start to fill each other out. You're going
first half's gonna be tight. Yeah, first half.
Yeah, it's like a boxing match. Those big fights with those first few rounds, they're just kind of jabbing, and they kind of stick. They're moving around, trying to figure it out. I think that, but the thing that's special about this Philadelphia team is, you kind of thought that going into the 49ers game. You're like, okay, this 49ers defense is, they for real. Like, how the Eagles going to go after it? And they look.
And Kansas City ain't on that level.
They're not on that. No, they're not. They're not on that level. So I think that is going to be the story. So like I said, we both got the Eagles, and then just wanted to mention the story. I think it's really cool, the storylines that we have. Me and you were talking about this earlier in this game, where you got Andy Reid going up against his former team. You got Travis and Jason Kelce, the brothers, going up against each other, and the coolest one out of them all, two black quarterbacks starting the Super Bowl for the first time. We've never seen that. We have seen two black head coaches. We had Lovie Smith and Tony Dungy, and now we get to see two black quarterbacks, man, in Black History Month. Great time. So love the storylines that we got in this, man, and we'll continue to next week we'll probably cover it a little bit more before the game. But we just wanted to go ahead and throw our picks in, because our picks aren't changing, people. This is what we're sticking with. Miles said it: fly, Eagles, fly. And that's what we're sticking. We there. We are here. Philly all the way, man. So, but
for sure.
we appreciate everybody jumping in with us tonight, man. Again, we know it's late on Friday, but hey, like I said, it's never a wrong time to talk about sports, man. Miles, go ahead and say goodbyes, man, before we wrap it up and get out of here.
Yes, sir. Hey, go Vols, man. We know we're in basketball season right now. We was down to number 2 in the country. We lost to Florida last night. But hey, it's all good. We still top 5 in the country. We still top 2-3 defenses in the country. Go Vols, bounce back. We're gonna beat Auburn tomorrow. Let's get it.
Oh yeah, take care of that. Hey man, like I said, man, appreciate everybody jumping in, man. Roll Tide. Shout out to our basketball team too. I think no matter what, the SEC is gonna come down to Alabama and Tennessee. So I'm looking forward to having those conversations with Miles, man. We get in the SEC tournament play, and I think that'll ultimately be well, if we don't end up matching up against each other. I think that'll the SEC is Alabama and Tennessee for sure. So definitely excited to see both teams like up there in the top 5, and definitely can't wait to see if we both can make a run, man. Get to the Final Four or something. But hey, again, man, appreciate all the love, the support. We'll be back, man. Give y'all some more sports talk, man. But hey, look, y'all kick back, enjoy yourself, enjoy the weekend, be blessed. As always, man, Roll Tide. We out.
Go Vols.